Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Stray Gods. We're just gonna continue right where we left off, and I think we were about to investigate Calliope's apartment.
Oh, it's open. That's not a good sign.
Ooh, I really like the 3D effect
This
in
is
this room.
Calliope's apartment? I don't know what I was expecting, but not this. Hello? Oh, sure, Grace, good job. Just announce to the killer that you're here. I better have a look around.
Oh, okay, we got some adventure game type mechanics going on now. Nice. Let's just look at everything in order, how about? Oh, confirm? Do we need to be selective about this? Let's look at the instruments first, then. I don't know.
Damn, look at that. That's beautiful. How do you even get one of these?
The harp? That's a very, Grecian thing to have in your apartment, isn't it?
Giant harp. Of course there's a giant harp.
Of course. And then vague instrument? That's a piano.
So many instruments in here. Did she play all of them?
Now, this is such an interesting interpretation of a muse to me because my main reference for like muses in video games, very specific, I know. There's Eurydice and Hades, I guess, but there's also this point and click adventure game called Unavowed that's one of my favorites, and muses are a big part of that. There's actually a muse named Calliope in that game. And the concept behind muses is that their presence inspires creative energy in others, but they feel no creative energy within themselves. So there's a plot point where a human man who used to be an artist becomes a muse and suddenly feels that all this art that's taking up space in his apartment is kind of useless. So he sells all of his decorations basically and just lives in a sterile white apartment because he can't feel inspiration himself anymore. So it's this is a probably what you would expect out of a muse, to be very artistic and have her room filled with art, but that's just my point of reference. It's a very different interpretation, but I think it's interesting. Oh, we missed drums. Drums. Look at drums. Yes.
Right. These aren't... Do I inherit these as the new muse? Is that even okay to ask?
Alright, so I don't think we're looking for clues. I think we're just investigating. It is very point and click style.
After Calliope left the audition, where did she go? Did she follow me? Did she come here?
Elegant painting. I like it.
Did she paint that? Looks like it belongs in a museum.
The painting's got like laurels in her hair.
Andy Warhol, yeah, that makes sense. I wonder how many celebrities she knew.
Let's look at the Elvis picture too, why not?
I want to believe this is just an ironic photo of Elvis and she wasn't like his muse or...
Go upstairs. Sure.
I don't see anything useful down here. Maybe there's something upstairs?
That was good for flavor. I'm always a fan of flavor text.
Oh man. Keep it together, Grace. It's just your average, everyday...
There were only 3 muses, not 9. Whenever they found someone who made something truly masterful or created a new art form, they'd pass on their idol on, take a new name. You see, that's how the mortals became confused. They got it wrong. Like they got almost everything about us wrong.
You're Apollo. Yes, we know that. Just ask him what he's doing here.
What are you doing? Sitting here in the dark?
What does it look like I'm doing?
Preparing your villainous monologue?
I'm grieving. For a dear friend. If I may ask, how did you find this place? And what are you doing here?
Pan told me about it. I need answers. I need your help.
I'm looking for help. To save my life, remember?
Yes, I should apologize for that. Our ways must seem strange to you.
You don't need to apologize. You're the only one who really helped me.
It wasn't right, what they were doing.
It still isn't. I still need help.
I can't help you, Grace. I wish I could. You deserve better.
So, the blue option there was, you're not just here to grieve. What is he here to do? It's so frustrating that I don't have all these options. Why can't you help me? Start with what our last topic of conversation was. That's what I was trying to say.
Why can't you help me exactly? Pan said there's no specific rule against it.
You've already met Pan? How odd. It's not that I'm forbidden to help you, Grace. It's that you don't want my help.
Of course I do! You have to know more than me about almost everything!
My help will only make things worse.
How is that possible? I've been sentenced to death.
And without my help, you stand a chance of avoiding that fate.
Why is this room such a mess? Ask him about Calliope first.
Can you tell me about Calliope? I barely knew her, but she seemed...
She was a beautiful soul, if troubled.
Troubled?
She thought the idols had lost their way. She argued with us, with all of us, that we needed to change. We hadn't spoken in years. I hadn't seen her home before today. I'd rather not talk about it.
Why is this room such a mess?
This room is a mess. Did you do this?
With this? It was like this when I got here.
And you didn't think that was in the least bit strange?
I didn't think much of it. I came here to be reminded of Calliope, not to search through her things. That and it's cleaner than my place.
There could be a clue here.
So you didn't mess up the room, but someone must have. There could be a clue.
No, nothing that I've seen. All this mess, as you put it, is likely the result of her projects.
Her projects?
When Calliope got an idea in her head, she would obsess over it, sometimes for months, even years. I don't know what she was involved with lately, but this... for her, this is nothing.
You know what I'm thinking. Neurodivergent. Maybe it's wrong to ascribe that to a god, but hey, I did it with Harmony the Fall of Reverie. I can do it with Calliope.
So let me get this straight. You'll speak up for me, but you won't lift a finger to help.
You don't want me to do more.
You keep saying that, but it doesn't make any sense. If you didn't want to help, that'd be one thing. But insisting I don't want you to? Why not?
Oh, song time. No. Maybe not song time. He is gonna sing. I know that, because it was in the demo.
Can't do this.
Can you explain why?
I can see this is hard for you, I really can. But I don't understand.
You don't know what you're asking.
Do I have to beg? For whatever reason you helped me before. My life is still on the line.
Oh, her eyes are glowing.
I haven't sung in centuries.
It knows what's happening.
According to Pan, I can't force anyone to do anything.
Phantom pains from a missing friend, feeding thoughts, thoughts that never end. What did I do? What didn't I do? Here she is, only in your head. Long gone fights, but they're never dead. What did I do? What didn't I do?
Calliope, what was she to you?
Years, thousands of years, we walked side by side. She tried, said there's other paths. Don't walk the same, never the same.
Love those different outfits.
I have roads I like, smooth, paved in stone. She got tired of our divide. We weren't the same, never the same.
You held fast. What's that about?
Stubborn me, thought I'd wait her out. Usually, she'd come back to me. You see, she'd return. We'd do that old dance, knowing both there was not a chance that I would change. But she never came.
Years, thousands of years. You walked, kept your eyes down. Look around, you need to change. If you walk the same, you'll be to blame.
But I've tried.
Never with me. We haven't tried.
Then let's see.
So it's yes, you'll do this.
Yes, it's time to move.
She'd approve.
She is gone. It's time for change. Never the same. That hidden voice, it will always play on loop. It'll always say, what did I do? What didn't I do? It's a song you can't erase, but you can make a tiny space for what you will do. Something new.
Very well, I'll help. Though I'm uncertain what you expect me to do.
Athena called you the god of prophecy, didn't she? Isn't that telling the future?
Prophecy is the last thing you need, Grace.
Alright. I wonder if you could fail that. If you could choose the wrong selection of like responses and fail to gain his trust. I think I chose a lot of the same options that I did in the demo, so I got the same outcome, but I don't know. I do remember in the demo, like, I did choose the option that was like, did you kill her? And he said, yes, I killed her. Metaphorically, of course, by neglecting her or something. My brother was watching me play it, and he was like, oh, of course, they're just going to tell you in the demo. It's funny. Come on, Apollo. Give me your dodgeball of prophecy. If you're on Tumblr, you'd understand. Um, it sounds like it'd be useful.
Why? How is knowing the future a bad thing?
Do you want to know when you're going to die?
You don't have
If
to tell me
knowing allows
that.
me to avoid it, sure.
To receive a prophecy is not simply to be told what might happen, it's to be told what will happen. To know a prophecy is to be bound to its outcome. Only in ignorance is one free to choose.
Actually, that doesn't sound helpful.
You're right, that sounds like it wouldn't be much of a help. Even to you.
Oh, I've dared prophesy too many times. To know what comes and then be unable to do anything about it.
Yeah, I get it.
Worse, prophecies are never crystal clear. Sometimes you won't understand the full meaning until it's too late.
Well, you're not doomed because he said you're free to choose as if you don't have a prophecy. You're free to choose in ignorance. Once you know a prophecy, then you're bound to its fate. So you don't know if you're doomed yet, Grace. I mean, let's go like the empathetic and questioning route. Like, isn't that more of a burden than a power? How about it?
So you have a power you won't ever use because all it does is hamstring you. Yikes.
Welcome to my life. But there might be something else I can do to help.
Oh, great.
Come with me. There's someone I'd like you to meet.
All right. I want to read journal entries. I'm guessing Calliope was upgraded. It appears Calliope was staying in an apartment, one that belongs to Persephone of all people, and it's actually not too far from mine. Have I read this already? I think so. Calliope was one of the 3 idols called the Muses, the last one still living, according to Apollo. Once they were his constant companions, but in the last few years they grew apart. Calliope was angry at how the idols had lost their way and apparently argued with everyone a lot, which doesn't sound like the Calliope I met at all. If it's true, it means she wasn't the most popular idol, and there may be more suspects than I imagined, and I'm guessing Apollo was upgraded as well. I went to Calliope's apartment, and who should I find there? Apollo, sitting there in the dark, in a room that had obviously been turned inside out by somebody searching for something. He says he didn't do it, and that he was there mourning Calliope. They were close for a long time, it seems, but a rift between them a couple years ago, a rift began that never quite healed. Was it the kind of rift that might lead to her murder? For one, he keeps saying that helping me will do more harm than good. What does that even mean? According to him, his prophecies lock you into your fate as soon as you hear them, which could be good or bad, I guess. Apparently, they're not always 100% clear, so maybe he's right. Maybe it's better not to know. Is this your surf shack, Apollo?
This is where you live?
Oh, yes. Sometimes. And excuse the mess. I don't get many visitors.
Let's not pry into his finances. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. I have 3 brothers. I've seen a mess or 2.
Well, you're being kind. I admit I hadn't realized how bad it was.
You said I'm here to meet someone?
Ah, yes. Do you know what an oracle is?
All right, the Oracle. This is Kimberly Brooks, one of the actors I mentioned at the beginning. Um, Kimberly Brooks has been in quite a few video games. The only ones I really know her from are Psychonauts 2 and Subnautica Below Zero. I know Kimberly Brooks best as Jasper from Steven Universe. Right. Well, I know that she's the Oracle of Delphi, but we have established that Grace does not know dick about mythology. A fortune teller?
Someone who tells the future?
Not quite. They serve as a channel of sorts for my powers. This allows them to offer insight, knowledge they have no earthly means to possess. There's always been one. Over the ages, no matter where I go, one manages to find me.
Meaning there's an oracle here.
There is.
What?
I've brought someone to see you.
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not a magic fortune cookie. Is that what Paul told you? Oracle's my handle. And even if I was the Oracle, I'm certainly not his Oracle.
Who's Paul? We could be pleasant. Are you sure? Are we sure of what? That she's not Apollo's Oracle? Let's just say lovely to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Oracle.
Well, she's got better manners than the last lady you brought here. But at least that one had a casserole. Do you have a casserole?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Look, I'm sure he told you all sorts of nonsense. I use computers. I'm a hacker. That's it.
I ask very little of you, Oracle. Your help here would be appreciated.
Fine. Get your abs in a twist. Okay, so Paul brought you all this way just to see little old me?
Oh, she thinks
What's on your mind, sis?
he's Paul. It's short for Apollo. I see. You keep calling him Paul?
You keep saying Paul. Do you mean Apollo?
Yeah, I know. Apollo, if that is his real name, says he's a god of prophecy, blah, 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 blah.
But you don't believe him.
Believe him? Who'd believe that? It's super weird, but he's a decent guy, so he can be Apollo if he wants, but I just can't call him that.
You live here?
Do you live here?
I crash here, yeah. Better here than home.
She showed up one day, as the oracles do. Naturally, she is welcome to stay as long as she likes.
And see the way he talks. I thought maybe he was a creepiverse, but nah, Paul's aight.
The highest of praise.
He'd be more alright if he did some laundry.
I love this dynamic. He just lives with some kid. Oh, that's so funny. You're good with computers?
So you're an oracle who uses the internet, huh?
Like I said, it's my handle, and yeah. It's a sweet setup, huh? Some of it's even legit.
The parts I purchased for her, presumably.
Bargain for, fair and square. And I keep telling you to get me an Ethernet cable.
I don't know what that is.
It's the 21st century, Paul. And your 21st century Oracle needs her some download speed, okay?
How well do you know
Tell
Apollo?
me, is Apollo always so...
Incredibly emo? Like a sack stuffed with sad?
I am standing right here.
Don't get me wrong. It grows on you after a while.
Grace, surely this is not what you came for.
I am Oh, romance option? Um, but I'm not going for you, Apollo. You're right.
I guess you're right. I just can't resist.
It's fine. I just don't need to be put under the microscope in my own abode.
Abode. He cracks me up.
Yeah. Okay. If I hadn't already decided who my romance option would be, I might go with Apollo. He seems nice, and he got those abs. But I've made my choice.
I'm looking for information about someone named Calliope. Can you help?
Oh, the lady from that apartment I sent Paul to. Yeah, I've been checking that out.
What did I tell you?
I looked it up. You could do the same if you learned to use the computer. Here, hold up, I'll show you. There. The apartment was originally purchased 2 years ago by a holding company, Core with a K Enterprises.
Oh. Oh, I see. That would be Persephone.
Is that a surprise? That was written in our journal, but actually I don't think we learned that yet. In game, the journal spoiled it for us. The one from the chorus?
Persephone is in the one from the chorus. The one who wanted me dead, Persephone.
I wasn't aware Persephone and Calliope were friendly. Certainly not friendly enough for Persephone to give Calliope an apartment. The good news is that Persephone is easy to find. I can take you to her if you like.
You're helping me now?
Whatever happened to, I can't help you, Grace. I'll just make it worse, Grace.
I admit, you've got me curious.
Great! We're all done now.
Thank you for your help, Oracle. Please, do try to get out from behind your screens at least once today. Perhaps go for a walk.
Yeah, sure, will do. Leave a tip on your way out.
Alright. Journal? Apollo, maybe? Thankfully, Apollo did have another way to help me, namely through a teenage computer whiz who lives in his dump of a home, the Oracle. Or just Oracle, as she insists that's just her handle. She found out that Calliope's apartment was owned by Persephone, so we're off to her nightclub to ask her why. Nice. And it's got a cool logo, that nightclub. The Underworld. Let's go. Come on. The responsiveness of the clicking is not always great.
Welcome to the Underworld.
Wow. How have I never heard of this place?
Oh, Pan's here.
Persephone keeps it a secret, while still managing to draw a crowd every night. Don't ask me how. Here in the Underworld, idols can be themselves, even if they don't look human.
Okay, there's the beat. There's the beat I was expecting when we entered the nightclub. Yeah, in the playback, the audio was fine, but the music is very quiet in my headphones for some reason. Not your kind of place. Odd place to find Persephone. We barely know her. I'm just gonna ask Apollo if it's not his kind of place.
Do you come here often?
Oh, no. Persephone and I aren't friends.
Is she friends with anyone?
Not many, no. Except Calliope, apparently. If we're to find Persephone in all this, we'll need to split up. Have you considered what you'll say to her?
I'll be persuasive.
I'll figure something out. I can be persuasive when I want to be.
I'm aware. I'm just not sure even you could sweet talk Persephone.
Is that a challenge?
It's the truth. If Persephone really was friends with Calliope, talking to you might be the last thing she wants. You need to be prepared to use your powers, as you did with me. Come find me in the crowd if you need anything. Otherwise, be careful, Grace.
talk to Apollo, talk to Ares, talk to Hermes, talk to Pan. Let's. We don't know Eros yet. I think that's the bald guy who was kind of sitting at a table. Him. Um, let's greet Hermes first.
Whoa, you're here. I mean, you gotta be somewhere, but you're here.
Hello, Hermes.
Sorry about running off on you back at the thing. Didn't really have a choice, but sorry anyway.
So what's your story?
You're not much like the other idols, are you?
No? I haven't been an idol very long. Maybe like a year? I lost track. So, I'm not the one to ask about the idol stuff. It's all cool, but mostly I do whatever Athena asks. Athena says, one day I'll sit on the chorus. That'll be sick. Can you imagine me in charge?
What do you mean you've only been an idol for a year? Is Hermes like a title that gets passed down or something? Okay. Why not?
Why not? Maybe you can shake some dust off the other idols.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of dust.
You're right about that.
I don't think Athena would let me clean anything anyway. She won't even let me touch her spear.
Alright. Okay. I'll be honest, I didn't know what I was asking them. I forgot what they said last. I just picked an option that sounded cool. How did you become an idol? I'm very curious about this.
You've only been an idol for a year? How did that happen?
Probably same way it did with you.
Oh, the old Hermes died in your arms and then they accused you of his murder?
No. Well, yes. I mean, no, not like that. But yeah. I was there when he died. We were friends and I was having trouble at home and he helped me out. I miss him.
Why call yourself Hermes? Is that normal? All of these seem kind of tactless, but I'm curious, how'd he die?
Can I ask how he died?
He didn't want to be here anymore.
You mean...
I'd rather not talk about it. I'm him now. It's all good.
How did you know how Calliope died?
When Calliope died, you were right there. Within moments. How did you know?
I told you. I got word, so I came.
But how did you get word?
Look, when an idol dies, I have to be there. So I just know. It's a Hermes thing.
Sounds grim.
That sounds grim.
It's not so bad. Corone could be less creepy, though.
Who's Corone?
The boat guy. He keeps asking me for a mixtape. What even is that?
Don't know what a mixtape is? Okay.
This is probably a stupid question, but... Do you know who might have killed Calliope?
Ugh, why would I know anything about that?
When you came to the apartment, it seemed like you knew her.
Oh no, I only met her once. She didn't live with the rest of the idols or hang out with us very much. She seemed nice though. Angry, maybe. But I don't know who'd want to hurt her.
Angry?
How was she angry?
Pissed off. But more because she cared about everyone too much not to be. That's what I thought anyhow. I'm probably wrong.
I need to find Persephone.
Do you know if Persephone is here? I need to talk to her.
Oh, you're serious. Why would you want to talk to Persephone? Nobody ever wants that. One time, I laughed too loud near her, and she threatened to ban me from the club. I don't want to be banned. I like it here.
Is she that bad?
Is Persephone really that bad? Why do the idols put up with her?
We're like family, and Persephone is that really mean aunt that nobody wants to invite. Don't tell her I said that. She keeps a list. It's a thing.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, forgot I asked.
Whew. Man, just the thought of talking to Persephone gives me goosebumps. Blech.
See you later.
We'll see you around.
If you die, then for sure. But, don't die.
We're trying not to. Alright. Let's stop lollygagging around. Let's talk to who we want to talk to. Hey, Pan. I got some journal entries to read.
As I live and breathe, if it isn't our dear muse.
Hi, Pan.
Tell me, have you decided to leave your troubles behind and join us in the land of shadows and revelry?
Thanks for the
I
address.
should thank you for the address. It's what led me here.
No need to thank me. You'll owe me. Remember, how you managed to stir the sun god from his oh so tiresome gloom, I cannot imagine. Nicely done.
He's been helpful.
Apollo keeps saying he'll make everything worse, but he's been helpful.
That is his way, to be helpful. Until you turn into a tree.
I don't know what that means.
Let us
Daphne.
hope you never do.
He's talking about Daphne. I took Latin. I know these stories.
I'm guessing it's a total coincidence that I'm running into you here.
It must be. The alternative would be that I knew a great many things ahead of time.
Well, did you?
Do I look like an oracle? I am here to listen to thrilling music and meet delicious people. My tastes are simple.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of simple tastes, my glass is empty again. The service here is appalling.
You come to the club often?
I assume you're a regular at this club?
And why would you assume that, dear Grace?
The horns, you... Do you know Persephone
What
well?
does that mean?
There is no knowing Persephone well. She won't have it. Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Long ago, we were all very different. Over the span of ages, however, even mountains erode.
How can I trust you?
The things you say, the things you don't say. You don't make yourself seem trustworthy. You know that?
Trust is for the weak and the penniless.
Still not helping.
Why, Grace, are you assuming that I, Pan, am some sort of scoundrel?
Hoping.
Hoping, maybe.
You don't say.
At least you're not boring.
Grace, I knew there was a reason I liked you.
Yes, I need to find Persephone. Okay, let's ask what we came here to ask.
You must know why I'm here, right?
Let me guess. You seek our sweet-natured proprietress.
Can you help me find her?
Work. Helping people is all I do, all day long. This, however, you want me to throw myself at the mercy of a lioness. You ask a great deal, Grace.
What if I asked nicely? That seems very, that seems kind of weak for the manipulative charmer. But let's just ask him if he's afraid.
Don't tell me the big bad Pan is afraid.
Seeing as I am neither big nor truly bad, it behooves me to be wary of those who are both.
That's awfully sensible. For you.
You barely know me, my little dumpling. But if I am anything, I am a survivor.
What if I asked you really nicely and batted my eyelashes, like so?
Oh no, not my one true weakness.
I could also flatter you, tell you how shiny your horns are.
All right. Never let it be said that flattery gets one nowhere. Let me know when you're ready and I'll take you to Persephone.
All right.
I really appreciate it.
Do keep that in mind after you've spoken to her.
All right. Okay. Should we talk to other people first? Let's meet Eros. Why not? Let's talk to Mr. Cupid.
Oh, hey. You're the new muse, aren't you?
I guess I am, yeah.
Aphrodite mentioned it. Didn't figure I'd see you here, though.
I like him.
Oh, excuse the manners. Name's Eros, god of sex.
Can we date him? He's very cute and charming, and also he's the god of sex. I always do this. There are romance options, and then I like see a character who is unavailable, and I'm like, why not? Why not him? But let's ask him some questions.
Wait, did you say that you're the god of sex?
Desire, really. Sensuality. Attraction. Why? Were you expecting a chubby little flying baby with a bow and arrow?
I wasn't.
I actually preferred Cupid, but Pan had to be the trickster. Spread all those stupid stories.
Oh, the name Cupid?
Sorry.
Why? It's not your fault. Just another grudge I get to carry around forever.
Oh, he's been hurt before. Oh, and you know who else I would be very interested in romancing in this game? Aphrodite. We barely know her, but did you see that adorable little smile that she has? Like, she's the cutest one. But no, there are a lot of romanceable characters, like worthy of romancing characters in this game. Not necessarily romanceable in the gameplay sense, but how do you know Aphrodite?
You know Aphrodite, right? I only met her the once.
Sure, she's my mother. You know how it is.
How would I know? New here, remember?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't thinking. But you hear a lot of idols talk about each other like that. You know, mother, brother, sister, grandfather. None of us are actually related. We just played a family for so many centuries, it may as well be true.
Aphrodite is your mother? Clarify, please.
So Aphrodite is your mother, but not really.
That's right. A long time ago, she took care of me when I needed taking care of. The mortals, they just assumed. These days, well, it's not like that anymore. We're not as invulnerable as we used to be. Least of all, Aphrodite.
What are you doing here?
The god of sex at a club. Looking for someone?
Once I might have, sure. Now I'm just here to see it happen.
See what happened?
Look out there. See all these people. The hope, the anticipation, the connections, they bounce off each other. To me, it's like lightning.
You enjoy that? Yeah. That is a little creepy, but like it's his job, you know. You enjoy that?
And you enjoy that?
I used to make it happen, you know. Mortals once begged me to make it happen, to inspire true love. But now I only inspire sex. Not the same thing. It's just as well. People should find true love the hard way. They'll value it more.
Ask if he's okay. He seems sad.
Seem a little distracted. Is everything okay?
Of course it is. Sure. Not obvious, huh? Truth is, I don't come here that often. It was hard to get away. I just want... No, never mind.
You can talk to me.
I'm willing to listen if you need to talk.
I appreciate that. Maybe some other time.
I should go.
I'll see you around.
Count on it.
Oh my god, I love him. I want to romance him. Stray gods, give me the Eros option, please. Let's talk to Apollo now.
I thought this would be easier, but it's as if Persephone left instructions to thwart me. Every staff member I approach screams and runs off. I hope your search has been more successful.
Can you tell me about Persephone?
It might help if I knew more about Persephone.
It couldn't hurt. What would you like to know, exactly?
Why is everyone scared of
I
her?
thought she was just mad at me, but everyone seems afraid of Persephone.
Noticed that, did you? Persephone is angry with everyone, and has been for a very long time. She has her reasons. I can't say she doesn't, but she does not let go of a grudge. 1,000 years could pass, and Persephone will remember what you did like it was yesterday.
What's Persephone's story?
What's Persephone's story? Her name rings a bell, but I don't...
No doubt you've heard the tale of how Hades, lord of the Underworld, kidnapped a young sweet goddess and made her his wife.
That sweet young goddess was... Persephone.
Her mother, Demeter, was so enraged she blanketed the world in ice, rendering it barren and infertile. Zeus was forced to act. He decreed that Persephone would be shared between Demeter and Hades, and thus the matter was resolved. Well, you asked. That's her story, as the mortals tell it.
How much of that story is true?
So tell me, how much of Persephone's legend is true?
Well, let's see. Hades did kidnap Persephone. That certainly did happen. The idols almost went to war over it until Zeus intervened and ordered Hades and Persephone to wed. That quieted things. At least until Persephone killed Hades.
Oh boy. She killed him? What?
Whoa.
As I understand it, Hades was not kind to her. I'd like to say we handled it well, that Zeus and the idols were mindful of what Persephone had been through, but that would be a lie. Persephone was punished for the murder, the underworld taken from her, and we all stood by and let it happen. She has never forgiven us, and honestly, I can't blame her.
But the idols have
Have
changed?
the idols changed much, you think, since those days?
Well, you know the saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
And if she murdered him, did he get replaced like Hermes did? You know? I was having this thought, like, I've heard people be all smug, like, oh, finally a game. Finally a story that gets Persephone and Hades right. He was an evil abuser. And I'm like, you can like or dislike whatever you want. Like, if people who like the idea of Persephone and Hades together makes you uncomfortable, then sure, be uncomfortable. And if you like positive interpretations of their story, then sure, like it. But it's just very funny to me, in an objective sense, that a fable about why we have seasons has caused so much, like, shipping discourse. It's just very funny to me. Alright, this isn't your kind of place, is it?
You don't come here often, I'm guessing?
Never. I'm sure Persephone only said the membership as a formality. I doubt she thought I'd ever use it.
Don't you ever have fun? No drinking or dancing in Apollo land?
Once. When I had the muses to keep me company.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to remind you.
It's alright. I'm okay.
Let's not belabor this point. I am very curious to know if Hades got replaced like Hermes did. Or does that only happen if, like Hermes and Calliope, you have a mortal there to be with you when you die? I don't know. I found some help.
I found someone who will bring me to Persephone.
Finally. I'll be right behind you.
You're coming with me? But I thought...
She seems even angrier with you than she is with me. I might be able to mediate.
We'll see, I guess.
Alright. Talk to Apollo? Why would I not talk to Apollo again? Let's look at the journal, and then... Oh. We got an update for Freddy. Freddy was at the apartment when Pan arrived, so I had to tell her everything. Part of me feels bad for getting her involved, but I have to admit none of this felt quite real until I did. What I wasn't expecting was that Freddy would lash out at Pan the way she did. What's wrong with her? First she says she'll support me, no questions asked, and next she's demanding I choose between her and Pan. It's so crazy. Calliope's apartment was gorgeous, filled with every musical instrument you can imagine, memorabilia dating back 100 years or more. She had everything she could ever possibly want or need at her fingertips. Is this what it means to be a muse? Oh god. I ran into none other than Hermes at the Underworld. I'm pretty sure they didn't follow me there, they were just vibing. You know, for an idol they don't seem that bad. Would you believe Hermes has only been an idol for a year or so? They talk a lot about the old Hermes, so I guess they must have gone through something like me. They were there when the old Hermes died and his eidolon passed on to them. How often does that happen, I wonder? They answered one question about how they showed up at the apartment so quickly. Apparently, when an idol dies, Hermes has to be there. Whoever Hermes is at the time, I guess. They were kind of closed-mouthed about it, but they just know. Strange story, but what else is new? Okay, nothing new about Aphrodite. Okay, that's just the Oracle. No more for Athena. According to the Oracle, Persephone owns the apartment Calliope was living in, so they know each other. They were close. I guess she's next on my list of idols to talk to, though I have a feeling she's not going to be very happy to see me. Apollo gave me the lowdown on Persephone. Apparently, the whole story about how she was kidnapped by Hades, Lord of the Underworld, is more or less true. He made Persephone his bride against her will, and the other idols did squat to stop it. What the stories don't mention is how later she killed Hades and took his throne, only to have that throne taken away by the other idols as punishment for the murder. Persephone's pretty pissed about it still, and honestly, who wouldn't be? I actually ran into Pan again at the Underworld just by coincidence, so he says. Hanging around in this very place his tip eventually led me to. Granted, the Underworld is his kind of place, but what are the odds? Pan agreed to help me find Persephone, who either didn't know I was at the club or was avoiding me. The place is huge, and this time he didn't even ask for anything in return. I just had to bat my eyelashes at him and say pretty please. I met Eros, the god of sex, just hanging around in the underworld looking like a Turkish wrestler taking a quick break from his BDSM dungeon. He was nice enough, if kind of wrapped up in his own problems. Hardly seemed the killer type, but what do I know? Alright. Okay, I thought about it. I think the reason we can still talk to Apollo is that we had another question that we didn't ask him, but I don't really care. We've talked enough, so I'm gonna talk to Persephone, and when the game saves, I think I'm going to end the episode, and then we'll talk to her next episode. Alright. I'll just wait for the save to go away. Okay. Oh, nope. Main menu. Main menu, please. We will meet the big scary Persephone in the next episode. So, until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Stray Gods.